start it. It's Cade York. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Past the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. It's an 89-yard kick return. And the Steelers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Bunker is on target. And that makes the score 7-0. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. Leading them out will be the three-time Super Bowl champion, the MVP of Super Bowl 29, the dynamic Steve Young. Off the play fake, Young. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
That throw by Young incomplete.
This defense has passed its first two tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now here's Young. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 14-0. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Young will set to throw. His throw incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try to hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And this returnable for Hill. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. 58 yards, the distance covered on the punt return. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, what a game for him. He hits for the return cycle, so to speak. He had the kick return. Now the harder part, just got the punt return for a touchdown.
And I would imagine that the special teams coach, as the ball left the punter's foot, he was thinking, Should have kicked away from him.
Yeah.
Should have kicked away from him. He's in a groove, and sometimes you hit those grooves or those zones in a game, and he's in one now. He's in perfect sync with his teammates blocking, and he knows how to find the end zone.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Young. Shakir hauls it in. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Young to throw it. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Young now from the 50. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. (21-0) our score after 1. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Young. And his throw here is incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their route, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
That throw by Young incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 23. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Being chased out left. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
On second down, a run with Breida. And he's got some space here. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing, Young.
That nearly trouble, but it's incomplete.
The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be second down. This is Breida on the draw. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
Well, you know in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long when it's a passing.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Matt Breida, a 23-yard run. And the Steelers are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 28-0. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was Matt Breida who had the touchdown run to put an end to it. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Now Young. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete.
4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill.
But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Hill on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Matt Breida in the offense heading back out. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. And a good quarter.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Steve Young.
There's the former Chief, man they watched for years, Tyreek Hill.
It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there, picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown! Jerome Jennings from 21 yards away. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Butker now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Sliding out of the pocket. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. On second and very short, Young has his man. It's Shakir. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On first and 10, Young. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
This is a half, but not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Young on third down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Final play of the half. Young. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin getting set for quarter number 3 here. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it is 42-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And now here comes Kansas City. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves. But we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
That throw by Young incomplete. They head head to the line, facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Young to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Now Hill to return it. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And out will come the offense as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Michael Irvin, 43 yards.
And the Steelers are pouring it on. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
And the Chiefs now getting set to go.
But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Young. He is going to find Hill here.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
A first down throw for Young. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing to trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And very little room to maneuver. They'll get this down to about the 39.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Now Young. And that will be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there, 17 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
Back now in Pittsburgh. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On the handoff, this is Breida. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Breida. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
A 2nd down throw for Young. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one. And even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Butker on for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Young to throw again on 2nd and 10. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Young now. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one is done. And the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded at the 33. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 148 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Butker now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That time a 6-play drive. And it was Matt Breida who had the touchdown run to put an end to it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. One last shot for Young. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about